What is up, YouTube? AVI back with another video. We are at the International Car Show in New York here, and we have the chance to review a 2025 Nissan Z Nismo edition. So we figure we'll show you the cool things that Nismo is doing nowadays with the Z. So let's give a little history. The Nissan Z, the new generation, came out in 2022. Nismo was brought back to the Z in 2024, and here we are in 2025, continued on for the brand. Let's now show you a couple of the noteworthy things on this Nismo compared to the Z. All right, let's start in the engine as we typically do for our reviews. So this Nissan Z Nismo edition does get an additional 20 horsepower to the base Z. The base Z will get you 400. This one will give you 420 horsepower. It also increases in about 30 foot-pounds of torque. So this is 384 pound-feet of torque. So a little bit more performance than the typical Z, and I think you'd feel it considering it's relatively small. And 30 horsepower or 20 horsepower and 30 torque. That's kind of a lot. But you still get that V6 twin turbo as similar that you would in the Z. So I think this will be pretty much a rocket ship on the street. All right, let's start with some styling differences between the Nismo and the typical Z. The first thing you're going to see is a little bit more aerodynamic body kit addition. So this additional thing to the front bumper, as well as your additional fender flares here that the Nissan Z wouldn't have. Also, with the Nismo, you do get Nismo on the front bumper here to prove you're not just that normal Z. And let us know in the comments. Dave and I were talking about this. This badge looks like it would light up, but I think it might just be an outline of white. Let us know if that lights up. That would be pretty cool. Late at night, driving your Z and the lights up. Other differences on the Nismo is this side skirt here that is super bolstered from the rest of the car. Makes it look more down low and aggressive than your typical Z. Let's now head on to the back and show you a couple differences there. We talked about some of those more aggressive styling with the Nismo. You are going to get a slightly bigger spoiler here than your typical Z, as well as larger rear diffuser here all the way. You do get the same exhaust, but larger rear diffuser makes it more aggressive, as well as that Nismo badge right in the center compared to the Z. I thought that was interesting. Maybe the Z should go in front and center, Nismo top right, but I like it. Would it look a little bit blank without Nismo here? I don't know. Maybe. But let's now head on to the interior and show you a little bit of differences there. All right, inside the Nissan Z Nismo edition, a couple subtle differences between the Nismo and the Z. First thing, love these seats, these Recaro seats that say Nismo in them. Love them. They're super comfortable. Also, floor mats can't be confused with any typical Z. You got to make sure the feet of your passenger know that they're in the Nismo rather than the Z. The other things to note, Dave and I were talking, the interior is much improved. We've zonked it over the past years. Nissan has not updated it. It's updated now. We got a full digital display here. But what I also like is they carried on the gauges here from the old Z into the new generation of the Z. I love it. The screen, also digital. Seems to be everything. Not super fancy like some of the other performance sports cars that we've seen, but I think it's a much better place to be. Everything feels pretty nice. The Alcantara steering wheel is also something different that you get in the Nismo compared to the Z. But I'm really enjoying it. Dave and I were talking about, would we prefer this or the Supra? I think I'd rather have the Supra. Dave would probably rather have the Z. Starting price on the Nissan Z Nismo, $66,000. Maybe that'll change your mind a little bit. I think it's pretty cool, though. We haven't gotten a chance to drive one, but I'm sure it would feel super fast given it's super small, and 420 horsepower is a lot of power. Let's now head back outside to give you our final thoughts. All right, final thoughts on the Nissan Z Nismo edition. I actually love it. I was surprised. Interior is refreshed, but enough of those old cues from the previous generations. Increased in power compared to the Nissan Z. The increased body kit, love it. Subtle but cool. I say it's worth a buy, but maybe buy the Supra first. Don't let Dave hear that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And just like that, AVI out.